It'll be the union's decision to strike. We hope they don't. We put our best offer forward. We hope they vote on that best offer.
Good morning. The rookies will be back on the field at McMahon Stadium today in Calgary, even though it is looking more and more like we're going to see a strike in the CFL. Veterans are reporting to camp on Sunday. The question is for how long? Labor talks between the league and the Players Association have broken off. No new talks are planned. The current collective bargaining agreement expiring last night. The Players Union has sent its members strike ballots and would be in a legal strike position to launch a work stoppage prior to the start of the season on June 26th. At McMahon Stadium, the opening of rookie camp is always a chance for die-hard fans to catch a glimpse of what's ahead for our Stampeders. Miko Leon supports the players, he says, even if they do strike, but he's really hoping it doesn't come to that.
If it happens, it happens, but it probably won't be that long. Probably be only a few weeks or so. And hopefully the season starts, because me and my son are both Calgary Stampeder fans, and yeah, we want them to go all the way this year.
We'll hear a lot more from both sides in this contract dispute coming up in sports in about 7 minutes from now. Right now it is 6:35. A lot of people paying very close attention to Calgary's rivers right now. Water levels are rising. The Calgary Fire Department reissuing a warning for people to stay away from riverbanks in our city. There are no high stream flow advisories in place, and officials say flow rates are within the normal range. Even so, people living in flood-prone areas are feeling anxious, many of whom are still in recovery mode from last year. U of C psychology professor Keith Dobson says the anxiety is normal. He says some people may even be feeling the effects of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
For some people, there's no doubt that they were devastated by the floods of last year, and we know that there were an increase in rates of things like alcohol use in certain areas. There were increases in things like the frequency of attending at different health clinics and mental health clinics, and certainly some people were traumatized, without a doubt.
Professor Dobson encouraging all of us, all Calgarians, to reach out and support people who are feeling anxious right now. Traveling west along the Trans-Canada to Canmore, the province and town leaders feeling confident a multi-million-dollar investment to protect the mountain community from the massive flooding seen last year will work. When the deluge turned the usually docile Cougar Creek into a raging river, homes were destroyed. Uprooted trees, giant boulders had nowhere to go. The creek bed now has undergone a major rehabilitation.
We achieved our goal of getting protection in place in time for the possible flood season of 2014. We're ready to protect our homes and lives. We're not finished by a long shot, and we couldn't have gotten to where we are today without the strong partnership from the province of Alberta and other stakeholders that have been at the table since the very beginning.
To date, the province has invested $200 million across Alberta on flood mitigation projects, $28 million spent in Canmore alone. Big news from the oil patch this morning. Total E&P Canada is putting its $11 billion Jocelyn Oil Sands project northwest of Fort McMurray on hold indefinitely. The decision means 150 jobs will be cut by the end of this year. The French energy giant says the economics aren't good enough to move ahead. The project received regulatory approval in 2011 after a long process and planned to start production by the end of the decade.
BT's Market Report is brought to you by RRP, specializing in engineering, procurement, and construction management. Rapid Response Project, where every project matters.
That's your news to 6:38. Heading back to Tara and